Doctor, your premises, how would you translate this result?
You see, Sujit, one important takeaway from this election is that it is a very strong slap on the face of Mr. Narendra Modi. It is a Modi fatigue that has been clearly expressed by the people of India. Enough of you. That is one. The second thing, which is much more, which is beyond individuals, is this: that the electorate said, we are not in favor of this kind of a hate politics. We do not want this Hindu-Muslim thing. We are not in favor of a majoritarian, communal, Hindu Rashtra kind of a narrative. This is another important takeaway. And, when the polity was being dragged to the far right, along the dictatorial, autocratic, majoritarian path, the electorate, stood up and stopped it in its tracks. Halt, enough, no further. Come back to the center. So, you see, as long as the BJP was positioning itself as a slightly right of center, closer to center, it was tolerable. People accepted it. People even preferred, because it claimed to be not a corrupt people, not a corrupt dispensation, and all that kind of thing. But then, when it was veering too much towards the right, towards the religious fundamentalism and intolerance, hate, Hindu Rashtra, Hindu-Muslim kind of a thing, they said no more. Just halt and come back. This is a very, very clear message that is there in the ballot box, in the EVMs this time. The other thing is that I think the people wanted, and if you see what kind of a performance BJP had in its rural constituencies vis-a-vis its urban constituencies, and what happened to other political parties, opposition parties in rural constituencies, the way, their rural constituencies win rate was higher and BJP's win rate in rural constituencies lower, was that the message is that look at the rural distress, address unemployment, address price rise, look at us, look at the Kisan, look at the farmer. If you start looking at only stock exchange and Sensex and the Standard and Poor ratings and IMF ratings and all those things, no. Look at the 110 crore people, not 30 crore people alone. That is another strong message that has been given by this election in the just concluded elections.
Dr. Saab, do you think that Bharatiya Janata Party has realized? Do you think, rather, forget Bharatiya Janata Party, do you think Modi has realized it?
That's $1 million question, Sujit. You see, after being rejected, they are still saying that, in spite of the entire India campaign doing this and doing that, we are now 290 above. We are there. First of all, this is so puzzling to me. I mean, whether you pretend that you didn't realize or you realized and you're shameless. That whatever it is, I do not know about it. But the writing on the wall is so clear that even the margin of victory of Mr. Narendra Modi himself in Varanasi has a huge message. So if you ignore that message and if you ignore the overall result and say that everything is sab changasi, I fail to understand how anybody can do that. But one more thing I must say here, Sujit, is that you see in the performance, is or the result is for not NDA, because NDA was never in the picture. In the entire election pitch, it was not NDA. It was not even BJP. It was Modi.
Yeah.
It was Modi guarantee. It was Modi ये करेगा, Modi वो करेगा, ये Modi ये नहीं करने देगा, ना खाऊंगा ना खाने दूंगा, Modi नहीं खाएगा, Modi नहीं खाने देगा. Yeah, this is the entire narrative. One more thing that I must add here is that you forget about that pitch now, and suddenly you bring in NDA. Where was NDA, Sujit? Where was NDA? And
Not really.
NDA, it was less than notional. If at all it were at all it was notional any time, less than notional now. And the entire pitch was a personalized pitch. Therefore, the verdict also has to be taken at that level. One. The second thing is, now look at the NDA, the so-called NDA. Show me one political party in the NDA which is an ideological ally of the BJP or ideological ally of Modi BJP. Not a single. Today, if at all, I'll come to that later when you ask me, if at all the NDA at the head of with Modi as head of NDA, if at all it were to form the government, I have my own doubts. If at all it were to form the government, then they are going to sit with people who hold diametrically opposite views. Your social vision is very different. Your economic vision is very different. Your ideas about the constitutional values are very different from theirs. In every way, very different. They're almost like chalk and cheese. How is that going to work? So, if the lesson from this mandate is not learned, then I don't think there is any salvation for BJP under Mr. Narendra Modi. One. The second thing is, I have a sneaking feeling, probably I've shared it with you earlier, I do not know, I don't remember. But you see, they've also misread the verdict of 2014 and 2019. 2014 and 2019, the verdict was based on creation of 2 crore jobs and bringing back black money, fighting corruption, doubling of farmers' income and all that. In 2019, it was Balakot, all that kind of a thing, nationalism, India sovereignty. But, those 2 victories have gone to their head and they start believing their own lies that, everything is fine, country is growing, we have the 5th largest economy, fastest growing economy. These are the lies they started believing. And secondly, the other thing that they started believing in was that those 2 mandates were endorsement of their Hindu-Muslim hate agenda. That was not the pitch. Only this time it was that pitch. Therefore, misinterpreting and misreading of mandates is not new to them.
Stay ahead with our cutting-edge news app. Instantly access the latest shorts in just 1 minute and breaking news in just 50 words. Download now for a smarter, faster news experience.